SMART is an acronym. Those 5 letters mean different things to different people or groups. While many of the replacements are similar, if everyone who relies on them is not on board, this can cause problems with a project or plan. For instance, some reference the A in the acronym as achievable. That's a great aspect of any project to have. If it's not achievable, there is no way a goal or task will get accomplished. However, there are others who consider the A as standing for agreement. That is not similar to achievable. And it's one thing to have achievable goals, but if not everyone on the team is in agreement, that will cause problems down the line. Another example is the M, which many believe stands for measurable. That is a worthy aspect of any goal. If you can't measure your goals, you won't know when you are successful with them. The M can also mean motivational. If you use motivational instead of measurable, somehow you won't be as inclined to measure how you are doing. It may happen, but there is nothing to guarantee that. This is why people use guidelines such as SMART in the first place. Some will use rewarding as the R component. When you accomplish your goals, that will be the reward. So it's difficult to imagine what people come up with when they use this as part of the acronym. You can come up with many replacements for all the letters. When you search online, you will see several variations on what it means. This makes it tougher to use it as a concrete guideline. This confusion can cause the acronym to suffer in its effectiveness. The key when using a system such as this is to come up with the meaning for each that makes sense. This will depend on who is involved in the process. If you are the only one affected by the outcome, then you have some flexibilities in what the definition should be. If you're using it as part of a team, however, you will need to define it in a more concrete manner. If you allow for any ambiguity, this can delay or even derail your project. Even within a team, you have some flexibility. However, all changes should be communicated to the team. It's going to affect them, which means they have the right to know. Are you specific enough with your goals? You may recall the goal acronym called SMART. The S stands for specific. The others are measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-based. If you don't get the specific component right from the start,